Yes.
Okay, so I'm Sage, and I'm going to introduce the woman whose idea was responsible for the creation of these courses. She's been running a private practice as a psychotherapist for well over a decade now, and doing art in her free time. For a long time, she talked about combining both of these aspects of her life. So eventually, she decided to write an artistic and inspiring course for women looking to know themselves. She has a passion for women's health as well as women's issues, helping people learn more about themselves and bringing creativity into all aspects of life. Let me introduce my mother, Kaylee Pantamy.
No, that's my daughter, Sage. For those of you who didn't know, that was my daughter. Okay, well, thank you all for coming. This is wonderful. So nice to see everybody come out tonight. This is awesome. And the rain and everything. Yeah. So I appreciate that. So tonight I am going to talk about the girl within. Okay? So I want to introduce you to my girl within. That's how I want to start. I want to let you know that you can always find her at the top of a tall tree. Of course, she'll be wearing a pretty dress because she loves pretty things. She loves to climb, and she especially loves shiny things. But you must know, I must warn you, that she's an emotional creature. Sometimes her heart feels like it's going to burst with joy or sorrow, depending on the day. No matter what, she's intense, and I'm a little overwhelmed. So she's slipping in and out, so just so you know that. So she suspects it's hard on the people around her, so she tries to modify her enthusiasm. It doesn't always work. Sometimes she spills out all over the place. She watches as people shrink back in discomfort. And she thinks that she should tone it down a little bit. But it's hard to contain once it gets going. She loves her intensity, and she loves her intensity, and she loves spilling out. And she's sad that there's so few people to play with. Good girls behave themselves, and she knows that. But how can all this enthusiasm be bad? She keeps thinking that if she finds a way to channel it, that no one will suspect that she's always on the verge of an eruption. She decided that if she holds the reins tight and only lets out 60% of her intensity, that everyone will think that she's normal. But the other 40% always threatens to burst forth. And so she has to find ways to distract it. So she paints and she draws and she kayaks and she crochets and she journals and until it's quiet. But for how long? She looks around to others of her kind to see how they are managing. Secretly, she suspects that they too are trying to make themselves smaller in order to accommodate the world around them. But when she looks in their eyes, she's worried that they've forgotten themselves. She wishes that they shared a mental telepathy where they could tell each other, "Remember me? I'm big and intense, just like you." Then she imagines that they form a club where they all become unapologetically themselves. Of course, there'll be conflict, but they all love and respect each other enough to try to work it out. These challenges only strengthen each of them on their path to self-discovery. And in their club, they remember to dream bigger dreams. They remember to become fearless. And a secret that they only share with each other is they become like warriors, compassionately guarding the freedom of us all. Their relationships grow to make room for all who want to join, and they become like an old wood forest with deep roots and branches that endlessly reach for the sky. That's my vision for all of us. I want all girls and women to be fully, unapologetically themselves. I want us to nurture and respect each other's quirks and idiosyncrasies. I want us to gently call each other on self-harm behavior. I want us to invest in each other's growth. I want us to fill the space we were born to fill. I want us to laugh until we cry. I want us to cry because of all the beauty. I want us to heal our broken hearts. And I want us to live tenderly, openly, authentically, creatively. That's why I put the e-course Sublime together. I want to help women remember their girl within. This girl is a combination of our pre-adolescent self, our mid-adolescent self, and our present self. And she already lives inside us. And she's very potent, but sadly most of us have lost her. We learn to quiet her, we learn to compartmentalize her, we learn to dislike her, and we even learn to judge, ignore, and dismiss her. We tell ourselves we don't have time for that nonsense. And because of this, too many of us have forgotten her. We have forgotten how to play, we have forgotten how to have fun, we have even forgotten how to laugh at ourselves. And as a result, we are unduly stressed and we are we're too serious and our health is in jeopardy. Our health is my biggest concern, and for those of you who know me, I have about 1 million theories about why this happens. I designed the e-course Sublime based on one of these theories. The theory is that the pre-adolescent self is free. She's free. She's free to laugh and cry and argue and create and explore and heal. Then I read once that a girl could walk down the street behind her mom doing the King Tut and nobody would bother to pay any attention. And then once she hit puberty, all of that changed. The cultural changes start to dictate to her how she is to behave. She starts to become self-conscious and self-critical. She starts to judge herself based on the messages from the culture, and I call this the vortex. Some of you will know my obsession with the vortex. It's like getting pulled into a swiftly moving current. There's no way to remain standing no matter how strong we are, and we've all gone through it. And this is why we don't remember our girl within. The vortex or the culture redirected our attention away from her. Next, I see the adolescent girl come out the other side of the vortex, dazed, confused, altered. She enters a state of growing amnesia, where she's learned to forget her vitality and her originality. She's been changed by the culture that she lives in, and she's no longer free to be unapologetically herself. Through creativity and self-exploration in the e-course Sublime, we're learning to reclaim, integrate, and best of all, remember our girl within. Throughout the 6 assignments, we use photography, collage, and journaling to remember the power that lives inside us. Through creativity, reflection, and a private supportive community, we learn to increase the volume of the voice of this potent self. We learn to hear her the way we once did. We learn to allow her to feed our dreams. We allow her to lead us toward fearlessness. Through remembering and integrating, we learn how to heal our wounds and grow toward our full potential. So come and join us on this great adventure back to ourselves and see where your journey takes you. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so before we started on this project, I didn't actually know what an e-course was. So it was really interesting learning about it. And so for those of you who aren't familiar, it's just like joining a class where there are students and an instructor, support, inspiration, but it's all carried out online. It's safe and efficient, and the efficiency is especially important in our busy world of today. So basically how it works is online around the world at this moment, experts in photography, yoga, journaling, mixed media arts, spiritual enlightenment, motherhood, and that's just to name a few, are offering what they know and have to share in a way that works beautifully for other people. Many of us want to learn, grow, and create outside of the business of family and work, but we just don't have time. We've been patiently waiting to start some new project or to take something that we've abandoned off the shelf, but we just, we haven't. And so the problem is in freeing up time. We want to learn to explore, but in taking courses, but we're just too busy, so that's why it never seems to happen. So this is why e-courses are so great, because they're all presented in such an accessible way. You don't have to travel through traffic to make time for classes. You don't have to find a sitter so that you can go off to your class. You don't even have to get out of your pajamas. You can just do it right from your computer. So an e-course is something that's portable, that you can undo it everywhere because it all unfolds online. So when you join an e-course, you're granted access to your own class, where you'll read interesting material, connect with other people, do assignments, and learn about new concepts and theories. In our course, we use blogs to present our material and assignments, and then we use this website called Flickr, where we upload all of our photos so that you can share your work there, and we show you our examples and everything like that. You'll have your own passwords, and you'll be presented with an assignment once a week with a break in between. If things in your life start to get busy, don't fret, because you can always catch up. There's no hurry to meet the deadlines on the projects. They're more like guidelines, really. So besides the assignments, we also post discussion topics to get you guys talking, inspirational videos and blog entries, things to get you thinking and to get your mind churning. And interestingly, because women from all over the world can take this course at the same time, you'll be part of a little private online community of women traveling on the same path. You can share as little or as much as you wish, and if you need it, you have a supportive sisterhood. In conclusion, an e-course is flexible, fun, creative, and inspiring. It's something you learn a lot from. It's an opportunity that's in your life, just waiting for you to take it. You'll have assignments, a community, support, creativity in your everyday life. How much time you spend and how deeply you delve is completely up to you. This is what you need it to be. So our e-course is beginning October 4th, and it will run for 7 weeks. You can sign up here tonight. We have a sign-up list right here. Or you can go onto our website. On our cards, we have the link for that. So it'll be great to meet you if you sign up, as well as your adolescent girl.
The other thing that's really important to know is Sage is our #1 tech support girl. I don't know anything but that stuff. And Tracy's hiding over there is the one that makes it all beautiful and who pulled the whole thing together, really. Can you sort of go away? All the beautiful imagery that you see is all her stuff.
Thank you.
So she makes everything look pretty. So anybody have any questions, or should we just sort of mill about at this point? No, we don't have questions in a big crowd. Okay, so Truffle. It's Truffle time. It's Truffle time. Yes. Okay, we're gonna get some
Assignments that are putting together
It's what it looks like. There's design.